Hello guys, welcome to Talking News, and there was something I wanted to cover, but before we do, please subscribe and like. That helps this channel out. Also hit that notification bell if you would like notifications. So Eric, I can't pronounce his last name, but he's from East Idaho News. He has been handling a lot of the Lori Vallow cases along with Nate's. So I kind of want to go over that, and then I want to go over the response or the comments that they're getting on the latest news on Lori Vallow. Now we know that Rob Wood, the prosecuting attorney, filed, I guess it was September 1st, to join these cases together of Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell because they had the same charges. So at the response of the prosecution, or the prosecutor's request to combine the trials, Lori Daybell's attorney, Mark Means, said on Monday that his client has no issue with the proceedings being held together. However, what does Chad Daybell's attorney say, and that's John Pryor. He filed an objection to Wood's motion last week, saying that it would be very unfair to his client to have the trials together. Pryor said local and national media coverage would be enhanced, hurting his client's right to a fair trial. So in addition to no objection by Means, which was filed for Lori, she also requested to wear street clothes to upcoming hearings rather than jail clothing. Means said in the motion he's previously discussed the issue with the district court, or the district judge, if I can spit it out today, guys, Watkins Jr., but did not elaborate on the reasoning. Lori has appeared at recent hearings wearing a long-sleeved blue shirt, Eric writes. So Watkins granted the request and said that Lori can wear street clothes of her choice as long as they are solely provided by her. So just a reminder, Chad Daybell's pretrial conference is scheduled for December 10th, which jury trial is set to run January 11th through the 29th. Lori's pretrial conference is actually set for February 25th, and the pre-jury is aimed to run March 22nd through April 2nd of 2021. So I've seen the comments on this article, and I wanted to share those comments of what people are saying, and I hope they don't mind, but here we go. Okay, so we're going to start sharing them. First, I think Lori and her attorney now know that Pryor and Chad wanted to not be joined because he could throw her under the bus, and he has been advised would be part of his defense. Knowing that, I believe she wants to be joined together to keep her hold on him. Not out of love, but rather so she can further manipulate so that Chad doesn't give her secrets away and to be thrown under the bus. I believe that if she can keep him still lusting after her, then he will keep secrets. My opinion is she is nervous about just that. Or perhaps they discuss, if they got caught, that they would promise they would stay united. And definitely, I would think that Lori does have a lot to think about that goes along the lines of this comment. You got to think, her hold on Chad was what seemed to be an irresistible lust. And yes, it would make sense that she would like to control the situation or see where it's going behind scenes, and that she was able to keep her eye on this in every aspect of this case, in her view, and in her control mostly. Okay, so let's move to the next comment, because some of these are quite interesting. There are a few accusations that The EIN has gone back through the archives of this story and cherry-picked the comment section. They're accusing them of having total threads missing, so we'll do the best we can. Okay, next commenter says that this is just my opinion, but I think for Lori, this is all about their being able to see each other and to be close in proximity. She wants to gain reassurance with a few glances. For him, the story is likely quite different. He's looking to walk away, in my opinion. I prefer that they have now time together, but that's me. Anything Lori wants, I'm against. I hope that she has to wear a mask. Okay, so the next guy says, our girl, only thing for certain, Chad will have the same stunned facial expression, like he's listening to some songbird circling around his head. I don't know, he's had some expressions, and even tried to boss his attorney during his preliminary. You can see him adjusting his attorney's mic and telling him how to correctly pronounce names, or even pronounce mistakes that he's made. Adjust. Sorry about that, guys. He's quite controlling himself, so don't let that fool you that Lori seems to be in control. I think that's what Lori liked about this guy, was he kind of give her a taste of leadership and greatness while kind of cutting her cold at the beginning. And, she's having to work for every bit of time that she ever got with Chad. She was always kind of put second until Tammy passed away. And like I said, let's not forget that Chad tried to make it like a everyday event in that courtroom, even laughing and smiling along with what he thought were jokes or situations that were funny, like he was above everybody else in that courtroom, and that he was trying to work with the judge and the attorney on the same level. It was quite interesting, but those smiles kind of went away after there was a huge public outcry about his cold manner, considering the fact this is about 2 dead children. Okay, so the next comment says, no, I don't care what Lori Vallow Daybell will be wearing either. I don't care about the color of her lipstick or whether she is wearing a court-ordered mask or not. I care about the facts of the case and whether or not Ellie is going to be able to charge Chad Daybell and Lori with murder. And I have to agree with this comment probably 100%. That is the most important thing right now, is seeing justice brought for so many people who have passed away in very suspicious circumstances, and that includes Tammy Daybell, Charles Vallow, Tylee Ryan, J.J. Vallow, and possibly even Joseph Ryan, and maybe even Alex Cox, guys. Now, there could be something happening that could trigger these natural causes that they're finding in the autopsies. And trust me, there's been many cases where they know that something has been done to cause this death, but they were not able to prove it, and that sadly happens quite often. Next comment. In our conversation from yesterday, I presented a theory that Pryor had let us see a little bit of his defense hand. I went into a little detail on my thought process, and that it was in the CD's best interest to keep the proceedings separate. The fact that Means has recommended keeping them together fits into my current theory. Lori is not actually present for the murders or the desecration and burial of the I didn't catch it all, but I can imagine he's referring to the children that were found on Chad's property. So, again, a lot of people are worried of whether or not the correct charges will come into play, and that they feel that this is a very serious case that needs very serious attention, and there's some doubt filling many people's minds. And then I'm just going to post this comment. That is absolutely where I am at this point with the information that we have been allowed to see. It is a chess match between the attorneys at this point, not a love match between Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell. One thing I haven't followed up on and keeps nagging me are Means and Pryor in the same office. When I previously looked them up, it did not appear that they were. However, it was posted sometime in the past that they are from the same office. Just information may or may have a bearing on how the chess game is being played. So a lot of people, again, I think, feel that there's a chance that maybe because of the area that this is happening in and the fact that this is a small community and most of that community is kind of connected through the Mormons, that there's a possibility there's foul play even in the justice system. So this is scary for a lot of people. This is in, oh my God, at least half the people who are very interested in this case thought process. They're wondering if, because of the lack of investigation at the very beginning and the lack of collecting the evidence or surveillance like they said they were, not to mention the church letter that goes out suggested that no one get involved with this. It raises some red flags and concerns for anyone interested in this case. So I kind of just wanted to touch on this a little bit and kind of share what people are thinking about what's happening in this case in the current moment. Because I'm still stuck back in December because I have you guys, if y'all knew what I had and research I've done on this and how many hours and months I've put into this, I am slowly working my way forward. And that's because I'm trying my best to make sure that I put what we have available out there, and so that people understand just how much Lori, Chad, and that whole group, Melanie Gibb, Melanie Boudreaux, are all, they really need to get punished for the belief system that they're pushing and teaching that ended up in the death of, definitely we know, 2 children that were connected to that, and possibly we feel that Charles Vallow also was connected to this group and their belief system. So now we just need to gather the facts, the evidence, and hopefully the prosecuting attorney is able to make a connection to the truth and bring the justice forward quickly for all these people who have suffered and who have left this earth because of such crazy teachings. One thing that was shocking to me is the fact that after all this, Melanie Gibb was like, the only thing that she was against pretty much is the zombies. She says maybe the zombie thing isn't true, but the rest of the Preparing the People are great people and didn't play a part in this. Well, there's evidence that shows otherwise. They too had some of these belief systems, and they were actually moving to the area, many of them, to be closer to Chad's teachings. So, and Chad and Lori felt very confident that they were going to grow and continue to, push their beliefs onto other people, hoping that it would start to spread. That's what it appeared to be anyway. So, but mainly this is all about hoping that Rob Wood will start bringing the conspiracy, the murder charge up. I want to see that so bad. And we still haven't heard about the autopsies of Charles Vallow and Tammy Daybell. We do know they're back. We just don't know what's going on. I do believe that if Alex Cox was still here, that we would have had a little bit more. And that's what's concerning about him being gone. Lori knew that as well. Her brother was talking. He had already started talking to Melanie Gibb. So, yeah, I'm still wondering if they might have overlooked something with that. So, anyways, guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut it here. My husband's coming in. He's been gone for a while. We're going to celebrate his birthday. Leela, we're still waiting to see if the medicine worked. And for those of you who don't read the community post, that's the new puppy that I just got. She ended up having a resistant tapeworm. She's had many treatments. We couldn't get rid of it. And don't forget, guys, we still have many women. The faces are piling up. I've never had this many faces pile up to where we didn't have answers, or where we didn't find them and bring them home in some way, whether they're alive or in another way. So we still have Dulce, Jasmine Robinson, so many, guys, Kiera Coles, and then we've added several new ones to the list. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend that's coming up. Love you guys. I want to say I appreciate everything. And don't forget, I do have a Patreon. There's been a few people given to the Patreon, and you don't have to give huge amounts, and you don't even have to subscribe monthly. Just make donations whenever you can. I would appreciate it, because YouTube really kind of cheats all of us here. I didn't know that they were so greedy. And let me tell you, at least my work, it's not where I just sit in front of it. Like this one's a little bit easier. You can sit and just talk about stuff. I actually have to put the stories together and the pictures. It's a lot of work. All right, guys. You have an amazing weekend. And guys, we have 16,000 subscribers. I want to do a shout out to all you guys and say thank you. I love you. I appreciate that. We are growing, and that's a good thing. Hopefully, we have 16,000 people who are able to see those missing people that I post in these big stories, because the little stories don't seem to take as well. So I'll kind of mention those small stories and then add their faces into our bigger stories that are really popular. All right, guys, love you. Talk to you soon.